All right, this should be a very sensitive topic for a few people, so I want to go ahead and bring it up so we can discuss it. Is outboard gear relevant for hip-hop anymore? Let's get to it.
Bolo!
All right, before we get started, if you have not gotten some of my drum kits, you might want to go ahead and get them. If you want to go ahead and get some of the best sounding drum kits, go ahead and go to my website and cop my drum kits. I got 4 kits on there. They're all $9.99, basically $10. But they are all priced very low compared to a lot of drum kits that are out, and mine sound very good. Okay, a lot of people have downloaded my kits. I've had basically nobody say that my kits were horrible. Well, maybe like 3 or 4 people, but once I heard their beats, I was like, okay, whatever. If you need some good quality drum sounds, they're one-shot sounds that can work in any program, any drum machine or whatever, go ahead and go to my website right now. The link is in the description, and grab the Bolo, the Producer drum kits. So let's go ahead and get to the video. Of course, back in the day when we couldn't produce on computers, we had to make beats using outboard gear. That was the thing. And if you had great outboard gear, you made pretty decent productions if you were good. So, you had to still be good. But right now we have software that is really good. Like really good, and some of the stuff is sounding very good, even better than some of the outboard gear that some of us have. Like me, I'm a rolling guy. I love rolling stuff, and I'm an MPC guy, and just recently I've got the machine stuff, and I've been pretty good with my outboard stuff. I like using my keyboards and stuff like that because I like the workflow of it. However, so far as with the sounds and everything, things are evolving at a very fast rate to where now we're getting these new distinct sounds, and basically a lot of stuff is being mixed up, is being reworked. Basically, it's a whole bunch of new sounds and new textures that are out right now that basically a lot of keyboards are not being able to reproduce. Well, you can, but it's actually like a little bit harder. You got to do a few more things to get it to sound like some of the stuff right now. On the flip side of that, we still have to worry about CPU issues, RAM issues, and just making sure you have a good computer, and you have to go ahead and buy a lot of these sounds online, which you're kind of like guessing if the sound packs and everything are good or not. However, with synthesizers and everything, we pretty much know that we're going to get something pretty stable, and we don't have to run into issues like, say for instance, the MPC stuff. Like, their sounds are very good. They're actually pretty doggone good. Like, they sound better than some keyboards I've used. However, they have very long load times. Now, that's one issue that a lot of people have discussed about, and I think that Akai is going to get that fixed. But as of right now, to get these sounds that you really want, that you can get on the computer with one click of a button, or if you use on the synthesizer, you have to kind of wait, and sometimes it takes maybe like 5, 6, 7 seconds for a sound to even come up because it has to load into it. But they sound good. And it is a very good replacement for a synthesizer. Say, for instance, what's another good one? Nexus. Now, I know a lot of people don't like talking about Nexus, but Nexus used to be a staple for a lot of hip-hop producers, especially people who were working on FL back in the day. And, I'd used it a lot even on Logic back in the day. Now you have Nexus 3, and it pretty much has all of the same sounds as it has on the keyboard. Right now, even Korg has a Triton as a plugin, and they have a plethora of sounds. Right now, Arteria has a plethora of sounds as well that you can go in and you can use all of these sounds without even having to get a keyboard, and you can pack everything in the computer and just be on the go. You ain't got to worry about it. But you have to have certain specs inside of your computer to make sure all this stuff works without you having glitches or having the computer even shut down, even with some of these programs. But you have all the sounds you need right there compacted in one thing. And then a lot of these people claim that it sounds even better than the real hardware unit. And then some people on the other side say, well, the hardware unit will always sound better than the plugin because the plugin is basically a virtual instrument, even though a lot of these hardware instruments are basically nothing but computers. They're just computers with an output to, plug in your 1/4 inches and play them out, But I really want to know how you guys feel about it. Do you feel that, the synthesizers right now are not needed? Do you feel like you just need to just invest in a computer every 2 or 3 years and just load up on your sounds and just get more room in the computer? Or do you feel that these synthesizers are still very effective and they're needed for the real production, the texture, the sound, the overall feel? I love my synthesizers. okay? I love them, and I love them to use them with my MPC products because, you know, the MPC products are basically one of the best things to use any one of these keyboards and stuff with. But I do like to use them because, number one, my load times are faster. Number two, I get the sound that I want. And number three, it sounds good without me having to do anything. Like, I barely have to do any mixing. Maybe some gain staging and stuff like that, but that's pretty much about it. I'm just leveling my beats and I'm sending them out. Whereas when I produce on a computer with the same sounds, like, you know, got the Korg sounds and everything, or, you know, Arteria sounds or whatever, or even some of these other sound companies, like Omnisphere. Yeah, Omnisphere, right? All these sounds that come in here, you have them in the computer, but sometimes if the sound is too much, you might not be able to use too many other sounds because the RAM is either gone or CPU power might be up, or it just might be a whole bunch of other issues even though you just bought a brand new computer. But using the actual hardware, I can go ahead, if I have two keyboards, I have up to 32 sounds, and I can use those sounds and put all that stuff together. And then on top of that, I can still add my own drums to it through the MPC. And I'm talking about it works just like that. No problems, no issues, and I get what I want. Now, it takes a little bit longer. It does take a little bit longer. And if you want to go ahead and group certain instruments together and create your own stuff, yeah, it's a process, but yeah, I don't have to worry about nothing. There's no CPU issues yet. And I've done everything to push them, but it does take a while. And right now with this climate of music production, you got to be quick on your feet, because if you're not, you'll lose out on some stuff. So that's what I want to know. Do you guys feel that taking the long approach is good, or do you guys feel like it's no need for these synthesizers and these keyboards anymore? Just go ahead and go fully in the box and do your thing because they sound just as good. Or do you guys even hear a difference? Do you guys really even hear a difference between the real hardware or the software? I want to know. You guys let me know. Let me know in the comments, and of course I'll respond if it's something good. So I hope this video was informative. Hope you guys learned something from it. And like I always say, peace out.